and down, placing the forehead on the knees. Visualize Swamiji and perform Mahamudra Bandha.
जानो परिललाटन्तो पश्चिमं ताणमुच्यते येन केन प्रकारेण सुखं धार्यं च जायते.
The next asana is Marichi, is Ugrasana. Now raise back up and interlace the hands behind the neck. Lean forward as you place the forehead on the knees and the elbows outside of the legs. Visualize Kali and perform the Mahamudra Bandha.
स्वपाणिभ्यां दृढं धृत्वा जानुपरि शिरोन्यसेत आसनोग्रमितं प्रोक्तं भवेदनिलदीपनम्.
Next asana is Marichi asana. Now pull one leg, placing the heel by the perineum and the knees up. Wrap the raised leg and lock the hands behind the back as you bring your forehead towards the knee of the stretched leg. Visualize the sage Marichi in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Next asana is Mahamudrasana. Now rest the raised knee on the ground as you hold the front stretched leg with both the hands. Place the forehead on the knee of the stretched leg. Perform Mahamudra Bandha.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे जां प्राप्य सिद्धा सिद्धिं च कपिलाद्याः पुरागताः.
Asana is Marichi asana on the opposite side. Now stretch both the legs and pull the opposite heel towards the perineum. Wrap the raised knee with the hands and lock the hands behind the back. Visualize the sage Marichi.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
The next asana is Mahamudrasana. Now rest the raised knee on the mat and hold the stretched leg with both the hands. Place the forehead on the stretched knee as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
Next asana is Bhadrasana. Now bring the soles of the feet together near the perineum and hold the soles with both the hands. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye as you hold the new japa Mahasadashivoham in your inner space.
गुल्भौतवृषणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Asana is Gwalipavasana. Now stretch the heels away from the perineum and place the hands on the respective knee. Visualize Swamiji and gaze to the nose as you lock your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha.
पूर्वचर्वृचोक्योसोजी वाही विधियों की जैसोजी.
The next asana is Joni asana. Now pull your legs towards the perineum and hold the legs with both the hands. Lean forward and down as you place the forehead on the mat. Visualize the Yoni Mandala and gaze at the nose.
दो पगदले संपट करे एड़ी मेड़ के ढिंग दरे.
The next asana is Midaki Bhavasana. Now stretch the heels away from the perineum and stretch the hands to the side as you place the forehead on the mat behind the heels. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
पूर्व विधि परि पगदली संपुट शोल एड़ी मिली राशे. Next asana is Siddha Samadhi asana. Now place your hands underneath the shins and knees as you keep the palms facing upwards.
Place the forehead on the mat in front of the soles as you touch the tip of the toes to the neck. Visualize Lord Surya and gaze at the nose.
दो पगतली संपुट करे सोले मेढ आका में धरे.
The next asana is Chinaki Pavasana. Now bring the soles of the feet back close to the perineum and place the hands on the feet, opening the feet like a book. Place the elbows on the knees and visualize Swamiji as you gaze at the nose.
दो पगा की एड़ी धरती मगिवा मेढ लगावे.
Next asana is Charapati Chokasana. Now place the hands on the respective knee and gently press the legs, the knees to the ground. Pull your stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha and visualize Swamiji as you gaze at the third eye.
दो पगतली संपुट धारे आगा ने करे जा रे पसारे.
Karupa has blessed you. Blessings. Desh. Bhairavasana. Next asana is Bhairavasana. Now place the toes on the ground and lift the heels up high. Keep the knees on the ground and the hands on the respective knee as you touch the thumbs to the index fingers in Bindu Mudra. Visualize Kalabhairavan, gaze at the third eye.
गुल्फो संबीड जान्योन्यम व्युत्कर्मेणोद्धितं शनिः जानवो पार्श्वगतो हस्तो दंडवत् भैरवासनम.
The next asana is Samanasana. Now place one heel by the perineum and lift the other heel towards the chest.
समानासनमावक्षे सिद्धमन्त्रादि साधनात्.
The next asana is Apanasana. Now place the raised knee on the respective shoulder. Stretch the opposite leg forward and up. As you place the hands by your side, visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोपि यत्नतः. समानासनमावक्षे सिद्धमन्त्रादि साधनात्.
Next asana is Apanasana. Now place the raised leg on the respective shoulder as you stretch the other leg upward and straight. Keep the hands by the side as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोपि यत्नतः.
The next asana is Gomukasana. Now cross the knees and stack the knees in the center of the body. Place the hands on the top knee as you visualize the face of a cow and gaze at the nose.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत् दक्षिणे अपि तथा सव्यं गोमुखं गोमुखं यथा.
Next asana is Anusuyasana. Now maintaining the same position, hold onto the toes of the opposite leg. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya and gaze at the nose. Perform Uddiyana Bandha.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्फं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
The next asana is Anusuyasana 2. Now interlace your hands behind the back as you lean forward, placing the nose on the ground. Visualize Rishika Anusuya and gaze at the nose.
जीमणा गोदा की संधि उपरिड़ा वा गोड़ा की संधि मिलाई राशे गोड़ा सेवले पकतल्यालो आडवाई सुधा राशे.
Next asana is Garudasana. Now place one heel by the perineum and the other foot flat with the knee to the chest. Place the hands on the respective knees as you visualize Lord Garuda and gaze at the nose.
डाबो पग मोड़ी एडी माहिलो गुल्फ मूल द्वारनी चाहिए.
Next asana is Naradasana. Now sit on the heel which is touching the perineum and interlace the fingers outside of the head. Turn outside the raised knee and visualize yourself as sage Narada as you gaze at the third eye.
पिष्टिज वाम पगतली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी.
Asana is Matsya Pitakasana. Now place the heel which was underneath the perineum on the opposite thigh. Hold the toes of the respective hand of the raised leg, and with the other hand wrap around the respective leg and hold the shin of the opposite leg. Visualize the Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu, and gaze at the nose.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठन्तो गृहीतमध्य पीठकं योनि वामेन सम्पीड्य मेढ्रादुपरि दक्षिणम्.
Next asana is Gomukasana on the opposite side. Now sit and cross the knees, stacking the legs and keeping the knees at the center of the body. Place the hands on the top knee as you gaze at the nose and visualize the face of a cow. Hold the new japa Om Nithyanandoham in your inner space.
सव्ये दक्षिणकुल्भं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजये दक्षिणे पितरा सव्यं गोमुखं गोमुखं यथा.
The next asana is Anusuyasana. Now from Gomukasana, hold on to the opposite big toes as you visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya and gaze at the nose. Perform Udyana Bandha.
दक्षिण कोटो नीचो ठाने बाबों ताके ऊपर आने.
Asana is Anusuyasana 2 on the other side. Now interlace the hands behind the back and lean forward, placing the nose on the ground. Visualize Rishika Anusuya and gaze at the nose.
जीमना गोदा की संधि उपरीड़ा वा गोड़ा की संधि मिलाई राशे गोड़ा सिवले पकतल्यालो आड़वाई सुधा राशे.
The next asana is Garudasana 2. Now sit on the ground with one heel against the perineum and the other foot flat on the ground with the knee towards the chest. Place the hands on the respective knees as you visualize Lord Garuda and gaze at the nose.
तापोपकमोडी एडी माहिलो गुल्फमूलद्वारनी चैदे.
The next asana is Naradasana. Now place the perineum, place the heel which was next to the perineum and sit on the heel which was touching the perineum and interlace the hands behind the neck. Turn outside of the raised knee and visualize Sage Narada as you gaze at the third eye.
जवाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी.
The next asana is Pitakasana. Now place the heel which was underneath the perineum on the opposite thigh. Now hold the shin of the opposite leg as you hold the toes of the raised leg. Visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu, and gaze at the nose.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठन्तो गृहीतमध्य पीठकं योनि वामेन सम्पीड्य मेढ्रादुपरि दक्षिणम्.
Next asana is Matsyendrasana. Now place one foot on top of the opposite thigh and place the opposite foot on the ground on the far side of the opposite thigh. Twist and bring the elbow outside of the raised knee as you keep the raised arm by the neck and turn the head back, gazing to the third eye as you visualize the great sage Matsyendranatha in your inner space.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा दृश्यते यत्ततः नम्राङ्गं वामपादं हि दक्षजानुपरिन्यसेत्.
The next asana is Kubhasana. Now from Matsyendrasana, stretch the raised hand and hold on to the opposite leg as you place the hand which was on the ground behind on the respective ear. Visualize yourself as a camel and gaze at the third eye.
को गुण झोलो जाए.
Asana is Matsyendrasana 2. Now place the hand which was touching the ear on the ground. Gaze backwards to the third eye and visualize the great sage Matsyendranatha.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जलर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
Asana is Matsyendrasana on the opposite side. Now place one foot on top of the opposite thigh and place the opposite foot on the far side of the opposite thigh. Twist and bring the elbows outside of the raised knee as you keep the arm by the neck. Turn the head back and gaze to the third eye as you visualize the great sage Matsyendranatha.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्ततः नम्राङ्गं वामपादं हि दक्षतानुपरिन्यसेत्.
The next asana is Kubhasana. Now hold the opposite leg with the raised hand and place the hand which was on the ground on the respective ear. Visualize a camel and gaze at the third eye.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Next asana is Matsyendrasana 2. Now place the hand which was touching the respective ear on the ground. Visualize yourself as Matsyendranatha and gaze at the third eye.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम्.
The next asana is Padmasana. Now place the legs on the opposite thighs and keep the hands on the respective knee. Visualize Lord Shiva and perform Mahamudra Bandha as you gaze at the nose.
आसनं द्विविधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं वज्रासनं तथा ऊर्ध्वोरुपरि चेत् धत्ते उभे पादतले यथा.
Next asana is Padmasana 2. Now hold on to the respective toes as you visualize Goddess Parvati and gaze at the nose.
उत्तानौ चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः.
The next asana is Kukutasana. Now insert the hand through the gap of the thighs and calves. Lift the body off the ground as you visualize yourself as a rooster. Hold the new japa Om Nithyananda Mahasadaशिवोहम and perform Sahaja Kumbhaka.
पद्मासनं सुसंस्थाप्य नान्वोरन्तरे करौ निवेश्य भूमा वासिष्ठे व्योमस्तकुक्कुटासनः.
Next asana is Bhadda Keki Asana. Now from Padmasana raise onto the knees and place the hands on the ground with the palms facing the body. Slowly lean forward, placing the navel on the elbows and slowly lift the legs off the ground. Visualize Swamiji.
धरामष्टभकरद्वयेन तत्कोर्परि स्थापिता नाभिपार्श्वः.
Next asana is Mayurasana. Now come to a kneeling position and place the palms on the ground facing towards the body. Place the navel on the elbow as you slowly lift the legs off the ground. Balance on the hands and visualize a peacock.
अथ पक्षे महादेव मयूरासनमुत्तमम्.
Next asana is Makarasana. Now lie on the stomach and spread the legs wide with the toes pointing sideways. Interlace the hands behind the neck and visualize yourself as a crocodile.
सचेते हृदयं निधाय भूमौ च पादौ च प्रसार्यमानो शिरश्च धृत्वा करदण्डयुग्मे देहाग्निकारमकरासनं तत्.
Next asana is Shalabhasana. Now place the hands by the chest and lift the legs off the ground. Balance on the abdomen as you visualize yourself as a locust.
अध्यासशेते करयुग्मवक्षो भूमिमौष्टभ्यकरयोस्तलाभ्याम्.
Next asana is Ushtrasana. Now hold the respective leg with the hands and pull them down beside the hip. Visualize yourself as a camel.
अध्यासशेते पदयुग्मव्यस्तं पृष्ठे निधायापि धृतं कराभ्याम्.
Next asana is Dhanurasana. Now from Ushtrasana, tighten the grips on the legs as you simultaneously lift the legs, thighs and chest off the ground. Visualize yourself as Lord Shiva's bow and gaze at the third eye.
प्रसार्य पादौ भुजदण्डरूपौ करौ च पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मम्.
Next asana is Bhagasana. Now sit on the heels with the toes flat. Place the hands on the respective knee. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye.
उल्टा मोड़ी पादौ वैसे बहुरो जुगति करे एक ऐसे.
The next asana is Gohyasana. This is an inverted asana. Now you can take the support of a wall or a partner to do this asana. Now place your forehand on the mat and interlace the fingers. Place the crown between the interlaced fingers and slowly walk your feet, stacking the hips and the shoulders. Slowly kick the legs off the mat as you balance with the knees bent. Gaze at the nose and visualize Swamiji. Hold the new japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
दो हाथ की कहुनी जो जी पुनः कलाई जाने दो जी पिष्टि अंगुरिया की पुन जानो ए सब लेभु ऊपर ठानो.
Next asana is Shirasasana. Now from Gohyasana, slowly raise the legs up, stretching the knees, straightening the knees. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विधैव विदितं हिनः.
Relax. The next asana is Podhyasana. Now sit with the hands behind the calves and stretch the legs up. Bring the forehead to the knees and come to a vertical posture with the legs. Visualize Swamiji and start performing Bhastrika Kumbhaka for the following asanas, which is intense exhalations.
दो हाथ बग बाहर आने गोड़ा तरे काकसी ठाने.
The next asana is Parigasana. Now rest the legs on the ground and cross the hands touching the opposite shoulder from the back. Then slowly lift the legs and place them at a 45-degree angle as you gaze at the third eye and visualize yourself as a mace.
उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसाद्य नितम्बं भूमौ स्पृष्ट्वा हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरां बद्ध्वा.
Next asana is Naukasana. Now rest the legs on the ground and place the forearms on the mat or keep them parallel to the ground. Then slowly lift the legs as you keep your legs in a 45-degree angle. Visualize yourself as a boat and gaze at the third eye.
उत्तानशयनं कूर्पराभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्याम्.
The next asana is Rudrasana. Now place the soles of the feet together and scoop the hands underneath the soles. Lift the legs up, placing them towards the chest as you gaze at the third eye and visualize Lord Rudra.
पकतली सम्पूटकरी हाथस्य उचायी.
Asana is Unmukha Pitasana. Now lie down on the back and keep the soles flat with the knees up. Touch the back of the respective heel as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose. Perform Jalandhara Bandha.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनी कृत्वा शवित्वोर्ध्वमुखं तथा उत्थाप्य हस्तौ तिष्ठेत्तु पीठ उन्मुखनामके.
Now relax the body completely in Shavasana as you place the hands by your side with the palms facing up. Completely unclutched from your body and all the micro movements of the body as you intensely visualize Swamiji blessing you. Perform Shakti Chalana Mudra, which is seeing the Kundalini travel from the root center to the crown center.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तोषवासनं शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
slowly come back to your body. Start shaking your hands and legs. Bring slowly your legs to the chest as you wrap them around with the hands and rock from side to side. Now slowly come to a seated position. We have successfully finished now the first 108 asanas. Let us now start with the next asana, Yathashanishtasana. Now be in a comfortable seated position. Be in a comfortable seated position as you place your hands in Bindu Mudra, touching your index and thumbs. Visualize Swamiji and start performing the Samana Kumbhaka again for the following asanas, which is inhaling, holding the breath, visualizing the fire in your stomach, and then exhaling. Hold the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham for the whole sequence.
पर्यङ्कं तत्समाख्यातं यथसंसं यथा स्थितिः.
The next asana is Mukta Samasana. Now sit in a cross-leg position. Continue to keep the hands in Bindu Mudra and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु सुखप्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तने पथि.
Next asana is Mukta Asana. Now place one foot on the opposite thigh and the other foot underneath the other leg. Keep your hands on the respective knees with the palms on the knee and visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
पीड्यसी विनीं सूक्ष्मां दक्षिणेतरगुल्पतः वामं याम्येन गुल्फेन मुक्तासनमिदं भवेत्.
The next asana is Siddhasana. Now maintain the same posture of your legs and just switch the gaze to the eyes. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थानुसंयमितेन्द्रियोचलदृशा पश्यन् भ्रुवोरन्तरं चैतन्मोक्षकपातभेदजनकं सिद्धासनं प्रोच्यते.
The next asana is Siddhyasana. Now continue to maintain the same posture of the hands and legs. As you just switch the gaze to the ground, perform Mahamudra Bandha, which is all the three bandhas together.
वामपादके इडीजानो श्रीमणिमथितासुकोठानो.
The next asana is Rudrasana too. Now keep the legs in the same position as you just roll the hands up into Bindu Mudra. Gaze at the third eye and visualize Lord Rudra.
वामचरण परिदक्षिण राखे एकजुगति ऐसे विधि राखे.
The next asana is Santadunasana. Now maintain the same position of Rudrasana as you just switch the gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as the embodiment of tranquility and unshakable nature.
आसन की गुण मन की चंचलता मीटे.
The next asana is Siddhasana too. Now maintain the same position of your legs as you cup your palms, making a lotus. Keep the cupped palms in front of the navel and visualize Swamiji.
ऋजुकाय समाचीन सिद्धासनमुदीरितं प्रसार्य भूय पादौ तु दोर्भ्यामङ्गुष्ठमादरात्.
Next asana is Bandha Yoniasana. Now maintain the same position of the legs as you visualize yourself as the womb of creation. Now we'll be performing the Shanmukhi Mudra, which is locking the mouth with the little and ring fingers, closing the nose with the middle finger, closing the eyes with the index finger and closing the ears with the thumbs.
तत्र मध्ये महादेव बन्धयोन्यासने शृणु यत्कृत्वा अमरो धीरो भवत्येवेह साधकः.
The next asana is Virasana. Now maintain the same posture of your legs as you roll. Keep your hands in Bindu Mudra on the respective knee. Visualize the space. Visualize that you are the space and embodiment of bravery.
एकं पादमथैकस्मिन् विन्यस्योरनि संस्थितः इतरस्मिन् तथा चोरुं वीरासनमुदीरितम्.
Next asana is Valmikasana. Now maintain the same position of the legs as you continue to keep your hands in Bindu Mudra. Gaze at the third eye and visualize the great sage Valmiki.
पग की पगतली पुनी एड़ी है जो ज.
Next asana is Joni Mudrasana. Now maintain the same position of the legs and just place the palms on the respective knee. Visualize the Yoni Mandala as you gaze at the nose.
वामपाद की पगतली जाहिमा हिली कोरे.
Next asana is Yoni Asana. Now maintain the same position of the legs as you switch the gaze to the third eye. Continue to visualize the Yoni Mandala in your inner space.
योन्यासनं पर्वतेन योगं योगफले नीलं तत्कालफललं तावत् खेचरो यावदेव हि.
The next asana is Bhadrasana too. Now bring the soles of the feet together and hold the soles with both the hands. Visualize Kalabhairava and gaze at the nose as you perform Uddiyana Bandha.
गुल्फौ च वृषणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Next asana is Aghorasana. Now keep the soles of the feet together and place the left hand on the left knee. Now with the right hand cover the mouth as you start performing the Abhyantara Kumbhaka, which is inhaling through the left nostril and holding the breath, then inhale through the right nostril and hold the breath, then exhale through the left nostril. Gaze at the third eye and visualize yourself as an Aghori as you start performing Kechari Mudra, which is turning the tongue up and touching the back of the throat with the tongue for the next few asanas.
पूर्व कहो भिश्रिका जोजी वाही विधि जोगी जैसो जी.
The next asana is Kaneri Pavasana. Now place your elbows on the soles of the feet and rest the chin on the palms. Perform Udyana Bandha as you visualize yourself as a female elephant drinking water. Gaze at the nose and start performing Rechaka Kumbhaka for the following asanas, which is exhaling completely, holding the lungs empty for a comfortable period of time and then inhaling again.
ग्वाली पाव आसन कख्यो है जैसे याहू में जाने विधि तैसे.
Asana is Parasana. Now sit with the legs raised and insert the arm between the thighs and calves. Interlace the fingers and then lift the feet off the mat. Visualize yourself as visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
तोर्ध्वम्रे च येत् वायुं मृदुनिश्वास संयुतम्.
The next asana is Gopi Chandasana. Now keep the soles of the feet together and hold the feet with both the hands. Lift the feet and pull them towards the chest as you visualize yourself as a king. Gaze at the nose.
पूरव विधिपगा का अंगूठा कंठ को पराशे.
The next asana is Udharasana. Now keep the soles of the feet together on the ground and scoop the hands from underneath the legs. Then lift the legs and pull them towards the chest as you rest the chin on the toes. Visualize your body free from defects and gaze at the nose.
दोबुपकदली संपुटटाने उभय हस्त करयोरद हिताने.
Next asana is Bhishishtasana. Now from keeping your soles of the feet together, scoop the hands from underneath the soles and hold the legs. Lift the legs towards the face and balance as you visualize yourself excelling in everything.
दोबुपकदली जोड़ी संपुट करे.
Next asana is Bhujasana. Now be in a seated position as you place your legs over top the respective shoulders. Bring the arms underneath the legs and up, interlacing the fingers around and back of the neck. Visualize yourself as a cobra.
शिरासनं तो विज्ञेयं कक्षासनम् अतः परं ग्रीवासनं च परमं भुजासनमिहोच्यते.
The next asana is Kalyanasana. Now maintain the legs above the respective shoulder as you bring the elbows under the knees and wrap them around the back. Gaze at the nose as you visualize a beautiful goddess in your inner space.
दो हाथ पगमी च आने तिनको घोड़ा नीचे ठाने.
The next asana is Sankatasana. Now place the left knee on the mat and the left foot flat. Sit on the left heel. Now raise the right leg and place it over top the left as you bring the right heel to the left hip. Place the hands on opposite knees as you visualize a swan and start performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, which is inhaling and exhaling, making an ocean-like sound.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं सन्यस्य धरणीतले पाददण्डेन यां येन वेष्टयेद्वामपादकम्.
The next asana is Dhenukasana. Now from Sankatasana, slide the heel from underneath the perineum and keep it on the side of the hip. Place the hands on the top knee as you visualize a cow in your inner space. Pull your stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha.
Anushaginakarpanchadam Vrishilindagalyamni.
The next asana is Machandrasana. Now place the right leg on the left thigh and the left leg on the right knee. Now turn the body twisting and from the back hold on to the opposite thighs. Visualize Swamiji and gaze to the third eye.
Vamajangabharadachinatane Vamahastapishti Saane.
Next asana is Machandrasana 2. Now untwist the body and hold on to opposite legs. Lean forward, placing the forehead on the mat. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Prathamaji Manocharna Joji Vamajangabharira Kesoi.
The next asana is Machandrasana 2. The next asana is Guru Asana. Now interlace the hands and place it on the top knee. Perform Mahamudra Bandha as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Urmule Idrabadasya Kanishika Pradeshagulbham Samsthapya.
The next asana is Sankatasana. On the other side. Now with the knee. Now place the right knee on the mat and sit on the right heel. Now raise the left leg over top the right leg and bring the left leg to the right hip. Place the hands on opposite knee as you visualize as you visualize a swan in your inner space.
Amapadam Jiter Moolam Sanyasya Dharanitale.
The next asana is Dhenukasana. Now from Sankatasana, slide the right heel to the left hip. Keep the hands on top of the top knee as you visualize a cow and perform the Uddiyana Bandha.
Anushagi Nagarapanjadam Vrishilindagalyamni.
The next asana is Machandrasana. Now place the left foot on the right thigh and the left foot on the right knee. Place the hands behind the back and hold the right thigh. Twisting the body, hold on to opposite thighs as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye.
Vamajangabharadachinatane Vamahastapishti Saane.
The next asana is Machandrasana 2. Now from Machandrasana, untwist and hold on to the opposite big toes as you lean forward and place your forehead on the ground. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Prathamaji Manocharna Joji Vamajangabharira Kesoji.
The next asana is Guru Asana. Now maintain the feet in the same position as you interlace the fingers and place it on the top knee. Perform Mahamudra Bandha and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Urmule Idrabadasya Kanishtika Pradeshagulbham Samsthapya.
The next asana is Pashvasana. Now bring your knees and thighs to the chest as you hold on to opposite knees. Hug your body tightly as you visualize Swamiji and gaze to the third eye. Perform the Kechari Mudra, which is rolling the tongue and touching the back of the throat.
Padatale Bhuvo Nidhaya Jana Nivrasi Nidhaya.
Next asana is Bodhashokasana. Now hold the opposite elbows, opposite wrists as you place your chin on the knees. Visualize being in a bliss, abode of bliss as you gaze to the nose and perform Kechari Mudra.
दोवो पगदली भूपरिधरे कोरमा हिलिये से करे.
The next asana is Kurakatasana. Now from the same position, place the arms under the knees and hold the opposite elbows. Gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji as you perform the Kechari Mudra.
दो हाथ पग बाहर ल्यावे घोड़ा नीचे ले टहरावे.
Next asana is Sumati Asana. Now maintain the same posture as you just cross the ankles. Visualize the great sage Sumati and gaze to the nose as you continue to perform Kechari Mudra.
मूलद्वारी धरती परिठाने डाबा पग परितच पद आने.
The next asana is Dandasana. Now from a seated position, extend the legs straight. Keep the arms above the head with the elbows straight, fingers interlaced and the palms facing outside. Engage all the three bandhas in Mahamudra Bandha as you visualize Swamiji and gaze to the nose. Continue to perform Kechari Mudra.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु सुख प्रसवलाभाय प्रोच्यते प्राक्तने पथि.
The next asana is Arambhasana. Now lean forward and down, placing the forehead on the knees and holding the legs with the hands. Visualize Swamiji and perform Nadi Shodhana Kumbhaka, which is inhaling and visualizing the prana traveling from the root center to the crown center.
दोवो पग मिलिवा पसारी पगा का अंगूठा पकड़ी लीला टकोड़ा लगावे.
The next asana is Bhidokasana. Now lean forward and down and lift your knees slightly up as you insert your hands underneath the knees. Roll your hands around the leg and hold on to the soles as you place your forehead on the mat. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the third eye as you start performing Ujjayi Kumbhaka, which is inhaling and exhaling with an ocean-like sound.
प्रथम बैसी दो पाव पसारी कचक उर्द को कुरुड़ उड़ारे.
Asana Jalandhari Pavasana. Now keep the soles of the feet together as you bring the soles towards the perineum. Now insert the hands underneath the knees and thighs as you keep the palms facing up. Place the forehead on the ground behind the heels and visualize Swamiji as you gaze at the nose.
एड़ी मेड़ी कह दीजिए हाथ पसारी.
Next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana. Now sit and extend both the legs out as you lift one leg and place it behind the neck. Lean forward and down and hold the stretched leg with both the hands and keep the forehead on the knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
चिमतानवत् संस्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्.
The next asana
उत्तानशयने एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य.
The next asana is Ankushasana. Now from Anantasana, rest on the elbow of the hand holding the foot. Concentrate on the prana moving from the root center to the crown center in Pratyahara Kumbhaka and gaze at the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्थानशीते एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
The next asana is Drishasana. Now lie down on the back and bring the knee to the chest. Encircle the thighs and calves with the arm as you roll from left to right. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्थानशयनं जानुनि हृदयवष्टम्भ जङ्घासहितो ऊरुनिकरद्वये बद्ध्वा.
The next asana is Urdhva Pachimatanasana on the opposite side. Now sit and extend both the legs out and lift one foot behind the neck. Lean forward and down as you hold the stretched leg with both the hands. Place your forehead on the knees and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पश्चिमतानवत् संस्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्.
The next asana is Anantasana. Slowly maintaining the leg behind the neck, lie down on the back. Hold the leg with the opposite hand as you visualize yourself as the Eternal One. Gaze at the nose.
उत्थानशयने एकैकं पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य.
The next asana is Ankushasana. Now from Anantasana, rest on the elbow of the hand holding the foot. Concentrate on the prana moving from the root center to the crown center as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
उत्थानशयित एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
The next asana is Yoga Nidrasana. Now lay on the back as you slowly place one leg behind the neck at a time. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कण्ठं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनं तन्मध्ये शयनं कुर्यात् योगनिद्रा सुखप्रदा.
The next asana is Atma Ramasana. Now while laying on the back, raise the legs towards the head, wrap the hands around the leg and interlace the fingers behind the neck. Visualize being blessed by Lord Vishnu and gaze at the nose.
आत्मा राम आसन प्रथम सुधोसो वे.
The next is Kochikasana. Now lay on the back with the knees to the chest. Keep the soles facing up as you extend the arms sideways. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ सीधा सा करे 300 बेसपा करे.
The next asana is Jatara Parivritti 1, 2 and 3. This is a sequence of 6 asanas we'll be performing continuously. So now visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Now lie on the back with the knees to the chest. Keep the arms to the side at the shoulder level. Jatara Parivritti 1. Bend one knee to the ground and keep the other leg extended. Now Jatara Parivritti 2. Keep both the knees bent to one side. And Jatara Parivritti 3. Keep both the legs straightened to one side and hold the legs with the hand on that side. Turn the head to the opposite side of the legs. Now we'll perform Jatara Parivritti on the other side. Now bring both the legs back to the chest and continue to keep the arms to the side at the shoulder level. Jatara Parivritti 1. Now bend one knee to the ground and keep the other leg extended straight. Now Jatara Parivritti 2. Keep both the knees bent to one side. Jatara Parivritti 3. Keep both the legs straightened to one side and hold the leg with the hands. Keep the head in the opposite direction of the legs and visualize Swamiji.
परिवृत्ते कुक्षि भागे त्रिदाहि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
Who's calling? Next asana is Dvipadapitam. Now lie on the back and bend the knees, placing the feet flat on the ground. Hold the ankles and lift the hip up as you visualize yourself as a bridge and gaze at the nose.
प्रतिक्रियायुतं द्वन्द्वपीठ सर्वबलप्रदं गर्भिणीनां दुर्बलानाम् इति गार्गी जगादनु.
The next asana is Paryankasana. Now lie on the back and place the feet flat on the mat. Bring the arms over the head and place the hands on the mat as well. Keep the fingers pointing towards the feet as you lift the entire body off the ground. Visualize a stone furniture.
उत्तानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा.
Next asana is Shvottanasana. Now lie on the back and keep the knees to the chest. Hold the hands to the respective shoulder and move the hips in a circular motion. Visualize you are a dog playing on its back.
शवच्छरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनी सम्मील्य नाभोवाणीज.
Next asana is Viparita Karani. Now lie on your back and raise the hips and legs up. Bring the hands to the lower back for support if needed. Otherwise, you can keep the hands extended on the mat below. Visualize Swamiji and perform Murcha Kumbhaka and Jalandhar Bandha. Move your legs around in a circular motion.
तले सशिरोद्धत्वा घेनये चरणद्वयं विपरीतकृतिश्चैषा सर्वतन्त्रेषु गोपिता.
The next asana is Viparita Karani 2. Now maintain the position as you stop rotating the legs. Just balance here as you continue to visualize Swamiji.
करणी विपरीताख्या सर्वाधिव्याधिनाशिनी नित्यम् अभ्यासयुक्तस्य जाठराग्निविवर्धनी.
The next asana is Langalasana. Now slowly lower the legs behind the head. Keep the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. Visualize yourself as a plow.
नरकासने स्थित्वा नासिकाप्रदेशे भूमौ पादपृष्ठे स्थाप्य.
The next asana is Shaita Paschimottanasana. Now lay on the back with the legs over the head. Keep the toes pointed to the ground and the thighs and chest towards the body. Hold the toes and visualize Paramashiva as you continue to perform Jalandhara Bandha.
तानं शयित्वात् कुर्वीत शयितपश्चिमतानकम्.
Next asana Supta Konasana. Now maintain the same position as you now slowly open your legs wide apart. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
परिवृत्ते कोक्षे भागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
Asana is Chakrasana. Now bring the legs over top the head and the toes on the ground. Hold the ankles, keeping the knees straight and roll backwards onto the back, keeping the legs straight. Visualize yourself as a wheel.
शवासनस्तद्वौ पादौ कुर्यान्मस्तकतः परो व्युत्क्रमेण ततः शीघ्रम् एतत् सर्वस्य साधनम्.
The next asana is Supta Prasirita Padangushtasana. Now slowly lie on your back and keep the legs vertical as you slowly open the legs wide apart. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे।
Asana is Supta Padangushtasana. Now just slowly bring the legs back together from Supta Prasarita Padangushtasana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे।
The next asana is Matsyasana. Now from Supta Padangushtasana, lock the legs into Padmasana as you slowly place the legs on the ground. Next, slowly lift the hands and cross them behind the head as you hold on to opposite elbows. Visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu, and gaze at the nose.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत् कूर्पराभ्यां शिरोवेष्ट्या मत्स्यासनं तु रोगः।
The next asana is Parashuramasana. Now lie on your back in Matsyasana as you place the right hand on the left palm. Visualize Lord Rama and gaze at the nose.
प्रथमकरे पद्मासन आछे सूधो सोबे भूपरिपाछे।
Next asana is Sarvangasana. Now while laying on the back, lift the Padmasana, lift the legs up in Padmasana, lift the hips and the legs up and keep the hand at the hip for support. Tuck the chin to the chest and visualize Swamiji as you gaze at the nose.
अथवा क्षेत्र संक्षेपात् सर्वांगासनम् उत्तमम्।
Next asana is Vrishchikasana. Now lay on the back with one foot on the opposite thigh. Lift the other knee towards the head and extend both the arms up above the head. Hook the fingers forward and gaze to the third eye as you visualize yourself as a scorpion.
प्रथमशयन सूधो शीर्षकेशिकी सन्धि सुदाखे।
Next asana is Vrishchikasana on the other side. Now lay on the back and place the foot on the opposite thigh. Lift the other knee towards the head and extend the arms straight, hooking the fingers forward. Visualize a scorpion and gaze at the third eye.
प्रथमशयन सूधो शीर्षकेशिकी सन्धि सुदाखे।
Next asana is Vrishapadakshepasana. Now lie on the back and interlace the fingers around the neck. Lift both the feet off the ground and extend one leg straight. Keep the other knee to the chest and alternate extending and raising the knee again and again. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform Sahaja Kumbhaka, which is inhaling and exhaling comfortably.
उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा अङ्गुलिभिकन्द्रां बद्ध्वा कूर्परं मिलित्वा।
The next asana is Marottanasana. Now lie on the back and lift one leg and touch the knee to the ear, to the respective ear. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
श्रोतानवत्संस्थितिः कृत्वा जानुद्वयं पर्यायेन कर्णयोः संस्पृशेत्।
The next asana is Bhrikasana. Now while laying on the back, place the soles of the feet flat on the ground and stand up and sit back down. Visualize yourself as a wolf and repeat this again and again.
अथ उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा उत्तिष्ठेत् वृकासनं भवति।
The next asana is Luthasana. Now lay on the back and quickly throw the legs above the head. Completely roll over and finish in a prone position. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
अथ उत्थानशयनं पादौ शिर उल्लङ्घ्य भूमौ स्थापयित्वा निब्जं भूयात् निब्जं शयनम्.
The next asana is Saratasana. Now lie on your belly with the toes extended. Keep the hands on the ground by the shoulders. Visualize yourself as a chariot as you start to perform Saratasana, which is contracting the lips and making a flute-like sound while inhaling.
शयनं कृत्वा नाभिं भूमौ निधाय सम्बद्धस्ताभ्यां भूमिमष्टभ्य.
Next asana is Dehal Yullanghanasana. Now come to a plank position and now jump forward and back, keeping the legs between the palms. Visualize yourself going beyond the body and mind.
हस्तद्वयं बद्ध्वा तन्मध्ये चरणद्वयम् उड्डानैव बहिरानीय.
The next asana is Jatyasana. Now from a standing position, bend forward and place the hands on the mat. Start walking on all fours as you visualize yourself as a 60-year-old elephant.
अथ जात्यासनं वक्ष्ये येन जातिस्मरो भवेत्.
Next asana is Lolitika Karna. Now come to a half squatted position with the knees bent and heels outwards. Slowly raise your hands parallel to the ground and tilt your head backwards. Now bring one hand towards the chest and then back out. Rotate your head in all directions. Relax. The next asana is Sarpasana. Now if you have a rope, you can tie your feet. Otherwise, just stand erect like a rod. Keep the hands to the side as you visualize the Kundalini energy traveling from your root center, twirling and twisting around all the energy centers, around all the 7 chakras, and coming to the crown center.
अथ सर्पासनं वक्ष्ये वायुपाणाय केवलं शरीरं दण्डवत् तिष्ठेत् रज्जुबन्धस्तु पादयोः.
The next asana is Ushtrasadhanasana. Now stand tall and place the hands on the mat with the back of the palms on the mat. Now stamp on your hands and start walking back and forth on your mat as you visualize yourself as a camel.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
Next asana is Ashwasana. Now again stand tall and then lean back down. Place the hands on the ground and place the hands underneath the feet from the side. Start walking back and forth as you visualize yourself as a horse.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिका प्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
The next asana is Kapotasana. Kapotanitakasana. Now stand straight with the feet together. And interlace the hands behind the back and pull them down towards the calves. Open your chest as you visualize yourself as a diving bird.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तौ जङ्घापर्यन्तं नीत्वा.
Next asana is Talapushpaputam Karna. Now stand tall with the palms together in Namaskara Mudra. Gently bend the knees and keep the toes pointing outward. Simultaneously open the palms and raise one heel off the ground. Slightly lower the wrist to the shoulder of the respective heel as you visualize offering flowers to Paramashiva. Forming the horn of the rhinoceros. Visualize yourself as a rhinoceros and gaze at the nose.
सरतमासनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा
You can and then stand up. Repeat this again and again as you visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
पुनः उत्थातव्यम् असितव्यम् इति उत्थानोत्थानं भवति.
The next task
सरलं स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं बाहु नयेद् वारं वारम् उड्डानं कृत्वा.
Next asana is Uchir Shakasana. Now, from a standing position, pull the sole of the foot towards the belly. With the other leg, sit down and stand as you alternate on both sides. Visualize Swamiji and gaze at the nose.
एकैकं पादतलं कुक्षो निधाय तिष्ठेत् उत्थिर्षकं भवति.
The next asana is Parshvajanukarna. Now stand and keep one leg slightly bent with the toes pointing to the side. Bend and lift the opposite knee towards the chest as you point the toes downwards. Keep the arm holding the knee with the hands pointing outward closed into a fist. Let the opposite hand hang down on top of the thigh with the wrist twisted and the fingers pointing towards the body. On the opposite thigh and stand erect on the mat like a rod. Keep the hands to the side. Keep the hands to the side as you visualize being blessed by Lord Brahma. Garudasana. Now stand tall and wrap the left leg over and around the right knee. Tuck the left toe to the other side of the right calf as you
उत्थानकूर्मपीठं च सिंहद्गारुडमेव च.
Asana is Ekapadasana. Now stand straight on the right leg and lift the next asana is Dhruvasana. Now stand on the right leg and hold the big toe of the left foot. Straighten the leg out to the side as you rotate your body quickly on the standing. Right leg and lift the left foot behind the neck and stand tall. Alternate sitting and standing as you visualize Lord Vishnu taking 3 steps. Straight, the toe bent and pointing to the side. Keep bend and lift the opposite knee towards the chest, pointing the toe downward. Keep the arm holding the knee and the hand pointing outwards. The next asana is Tandavasana on the opposite side. Now stand tall on both the legs and stretch one leg forward. Sit down and stand up on the opposite leg, keeping the stretched leg straight. Visualize that. And Garudasana 3. Now stand tall and wrap the right leg over and around the left knee. Tuck the right toe to the other side of the left calf as you simultaneously cross the right arm below the left arm. Bring the palms together and visualize yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्थानकूर्मपीठं च
Your inner space. Quickly on the left foot as you visualize yourself as the North Pole star.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति
The next asana is Gorakanjali asana. Now stand erect and then bend.
प्रथमहि उभौ ये बाहुरी नीचो निहोवे
Up the hand Vishnu and gaze. Next asana is Bakasana. Now lift the legs up. And